Ireland, the cold and ravenous lands of the north, a land soaked in unseen mystery, a land that bellows so strongly the people's hair turned red hot. The rolling hills of Holt frozen in green, as its snow-capped mountains bellow temperatures down to 5 degrees. People say a lot of strong things about it, the Irish. And let me tell you, from personal experience, it's all true. They're a fun-loving lot, drinking in the bars, and probably drinking more than a few of you and your friends able to under the table, in succession. You should never disrespect the food in an establishment without expecting to end up in the right bad situation. And then everyone knows the fights that spit out the loose lips, don't we? It all depends on who you're spraying them at. The cold, so ravenous, sitting with their friends cutting your bones with handsaws. It's not a land for the weak. It's not a land for the tears. Tears may become diamonds, but this is the land of the emerald, the land of the gold. Legend travels far back in quaint towns. Far less people spreading the stories means the more they remain true to the origin. This isn't the story of angry green men looking for their gold. This is the story of the leprechaun, the miners who dig underground looking for gold. The island of Ireland is 32,595 square miles, and the leprechaun is about 2 apples tall. There's more ground to dig than you could dig with 100 men for 100 years. And you know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Leprechauns don't exist. But those are the loose lips I warned you about, because everyone in Ireland has seen them. Like how most Americans have seen elves. They're the little things in the shadows, faster than your eyes, faster than your brains know how or what to think about it. You only recognize the shape, the movement, the shadow, and blow it off as if it never existed. In truth, all leprechauns look exactly the same. It's probably why people think there's only one. That's probably why people only think there's one. They're made from twists of crabgrass around old shillelagh root, and when it's blown by an icy wind, getting wrapped in the four-leaf clover, reddish feathers burst from the top, plum burst from the top, becoming its hair, as a face and hands appear with its skin. As you can expect, this doesn't happen often, and they can turn into fog, lizards, snails, they can pretty much keep their numbers a secret. No one really knows why, or at least have ever gotten really about why they leave their lush rocky green nooks during the month of March. Some might say it's related to the weather. Some might say some or some might say it's related to the weather, or an alignment in the universe. Some would even say because they're Irish in their blood, they don't really like the native humans living so comfortably, not giving them a hand digging. You see, the Irish have learned over the years to collect shiny things for any home that doesn't have a few shiny things scattered around their front yards during the month of March, get the homes broken into. Now, don't worry too much. You see, like dogs, leprechauns have much better eyes than humans, and this only happens if there's no rainbows shining out from the raindrops. There's always moist air in Ireland. Oh man, there's always a rainbow if the sun's out, even if you don't think so. If you don't have a shiny thing, use beer, ale. It always is appreciated by the little miners who don't hurt anyone. Where do the rainbows come out? The scenario, you ask? Well, that's easy. Leprechauns are mythical creatures, and as such, hold a wealth of knowledge about what they're into. You see, a leprechaun knows the secret of making gold. They dig around the island looking for ingredients. Then, with it in their satchels, they take it up the rainbows, high into the atmosphere, where the pressure is so low they can walk on the clouds. From there, they climb up the peaks and get blown even higher by the winds. Here's where the magic happens. You see, the Earth is protected by a geomagnetic field that blocks the microwave radiation that fills in the solar system around the sun. The geomagnetic field is strong but can't stop it all. Not only heat comes through from the sun. The leprechauns work like a factory, all waiting for the special stuff to get close to them, then reaching both hands in their sacks, grabbing handfuls of the soil and minerals they dug from the ground. They send as much as they can into the light rays. The hundreds of leprechauns fill the ionosphere of the earth, running back down to resupply and refill their satchels as much as they can before the month is gone. The wind mixes and churns the ingredients together with the rays of the sun particles, spreading them around the northern part of the northern part of the Earth hemisphere. By the time it reaches the ground, air and the air pressure has cooled it off and turned it into gold and shiny things. People see the shadows faster than the eyes all around, but not even the Irish can say for sure if there's only leprechauns out there. I wish I could say more, but how do you catch a leprechaun? Don't you think I've tried? The shiny stuff's always gone, beer's always gone. What can you do to something faster than the eye can move? When do you catch one? When you catch one, call me. I've got a few questions for it. Like why do they grant wishes for the return of their gold when they can make their own? What do they need gold for? Are they keeping some dragon they found while they were digging underground asleep and happy? Do they have nests or homes? Are they like little goblins, endlessly digging because they eat soil? Oh well, I know such thing. I know what you're thinking. How could I, an American, know such things when nobody else does? Well, I'll tell you. I went far out away from people with a lot of beer and a container filled with some choice pieces of gold, gripping them tightly in my hands. By the end of the night, one appeared before me, both unable to open my hand or the container. He was such he was so nice. Shouldn't have mercy. Wait, he was so nice. Shouldn't have mercy on anyone who would hurt him. He answered a few of my questions, as such I suppose as my offerings were worth to him. But before I could open either, they were both gone, and the leprechaun nowhere to be found. Call me a liar, if you may, but I'm better man for meeting him. Act that way. Better man for meeting him act as that way that he does. Happy St. Patrick's Day.